And 5 minutes into the warm-up here, and I'm just starting the recording. So if you're joining at some point later in the day, we got some Simon Shuffle, some leg swings. And now we're working on 2 rounds of 20 single unders, 10 sit-ups, and 10 air squats. So I've spoken to this in the past couple of days that the gym kind of got taken over by the earth. Like when you leave something sitting in the yard like this for a month, it took over. Like the weeds were going everywhere, the spider webs were everywhere. But I want to walk you guys around the gym because we're broadcasting now from the gym, and not only very clean, but it's very empty. And I'm glad that it's empty because that means the equipment is already taken. We've got a lot of 4 heavy kettlebells, and I'm advertising for you guys that might need some more equipment. We have some heavy dumbbells.
Mike?
Yep.
If you highlight yourself, it will be on the big screen and please.
Yeah.
Heavy
dumbbells, heavy kettlebells, some parallettes. We've got some more boxes as well. And we have heavy bumper plates. So the 20s and 25s, if you're interested or you want to put something heavy on the barbell, we can plan on a time where you can come by and pick things up. So I just wanted to show you, yeah, the gym's doing well. It actually, Jordan and I cleaned quite a lot yesterday, and it was as if we both felt like tomorrow we were going to open. It's kind of like the grand opening. We know we're not there yet, but the gym will be ready as soon as we're told we are. All right, once you finish that second round of 20, 10, 10, I want you to get into a bear crawl pose. Just spend a little bit of time inverted. I'm gonna go for really not a downward facing dog, but just kind of rocking up onto the hands as if I'm gonna kick up into a handstand. About 10 times. And then I'm gonna set the clock. For a minute, and I want you just to walk around wherever you're at. If you're in the garage, you're gonna walk around the garage. If you're outside, you're gonna walk around outside. Since Daryl's on the beach, I wanna make sure, Daryl, we're not quite there yet. Go ahead and walk around in the sand. If you have stairs, I'd like you to walk up the stairs. You have 42 more seconds to do a bear crawl all around the place. I want to see Pam at some point crawl up on top of that box and then crawl down it. And you'll come back in about 30 seconds. So while you crawl around for another 15 seconds, I'll make an announcement that I made yesterday, or a reminder that we get a lot of pushing in. Pushing is very easy. Push-ups, floor press, push press. But the pulling aspect from overhead is a little more difficult. So if you're Eric and Christine, you'll just stand up, turn around, and hang from that pull-up bar. And if you're not, Eric's got a pull-up bar. Dusty and Cecily have one. I know Daryl's got one on the beach. Hang from something. If you don't have something to hang on, I want you to get on your hands and knees. Put your hands on a box or the couch and drop your head into child's pose. Quite a few people now have some rings, which is great. Rings are a little easier to throw up over something if you've got some place to do that. Him's hanging from the garage. You know, over the last couple of years, the emergency preparation people have been telling you to get together like your canned food and your water and stuff, your flashlights. The past couple of years, I've been telling you to build a pull-up bar at your house. I was getting ready. I didn't know, but all right. So a little bit of hanging. And then in another 20 or 30 seconds, I'd like you to come back to your jump rope and get in what I like to call, as you know, the super bouncy singles. Right? So not the fast ones, but the idea would be that you want the rope to swing as slowly as possible and the cadence of your jump to do the same. Right? So super bouncy singles. I want you to see how long you can float in the air. So an update on CrossFit Malibu intern Becca. She's back at home in Tennessee. Her brother and her mom have gone through Elements. So she's got her first 2 rounds of Elements program with, you know, a relatively speaking older adult and her brother who's a couple of years older than her. And for her exercise health and disease course, a course that Holden taught for 25 to 30 years, she's taking the class now, and she's doing a project on osteoporosis and exercise. And I asked her to just Google search quickly the names McRae and Fiataroni, and all of these studies from like the early 90s popped up on Google. And I heard names like Joseph Auslander and Jack Schnelly and Miss Gita. So she clicked on those and she's reading them this week. She'll probably email you, Priscilla, pretty soon. Right, so those super bouncy singles set us up really well for double under. Lori and Andy get on their rowers right now, up on the C2, you guys, and row for 250 meters. While the rest of us are going to do single double unders. So I want you to set yourself up into a jump rope beginning position. And I like to have the elbows at 90 degrees and the hands right in front. The rope should be across your calves, the lower end of your calves, right? Not on the ground. So set yourself up for success on the single jump that you're going to do. And right before the jump rope hits the ground, I want you to do a single double under, just one double under. And the whip to the ground as you hit that thing on the ground for your single double under is key, right? The speed of the whip. Now put your jump rope down for a minute here. And we're gonna go to the double tap penguin jump, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of a different version. This time you're gonna tap your belly. And see how my elbows are at a 90-degree angle right here? And as I tap my belly, this is a position that your elbows need to be in. And better than the penguin jump, if your elbows are at 90 degrees, then it kind of mimics where your hands are supposed to be. So do a couple of double tap, belly tap, double unders. Go for like 5 of those. And now what I want you to notice is the tap, the first tap to the belly comes on the way up. It's not on the way down. So if I bend my knees and I get ready with my hands and it's tap, tap on the way up. I should complete both taps to the belly on the way up, not on the way down. Which means the first tap to the belly is the rope hitting the ground. So I need to swing the rope hitting the ground as I jump up. So it's a hit and jump. Much too fast to actually time, but it's... Right? The rope swings down as you jump up. So try the timing with the double belly tap. If you bend your knees and think, jump, jump, or tap, tap. Bend the knees and tap, tap on the way up. Now do the same thing with your jump rope. Don't tap your belly, but I want you to jump up as the rope hits the ground. Swing it down and jump. So I'm not sure that I've ever relayed what the double tap actually does. It gets the timing so that you're getting those double unders on the way up. Okay. Go for 2 more of these. And if you've got some double unders down like Eric, just get some sets of 5, some sets of 10. All right. And let's bring it back to a single under, the super bouncy singles. I only want you to do 10, but I want you to notice that you bend your knees and jump as that rope hits the ground. That's the timing. This is the first time I've ever gone over a fairly complex motor skill on Zoom. And basically there's 10 boxes on the screen, right? And my eyes keep shooting from the top right to the bottom left to the top right. So this is a little bit of a one-way street here. And then when you put your rope down, and everyone do this right now, because even if you already have a double under, it's nice to have this method of teaching someone else to do it. Get your hands in that 90-degree angle position and really get 10 double unders, the double belly tap double unders, but feel that the knees are going to bend and your hands are ready to tap the belly. Got it. All right. So we'll leave that there for right now. And I'd like you now to, you can just face the screen, stand up tall, step back and get a set of 10 reverse step lunges. Right, this is where we're gonna start warming up the squat to get ready for our medicine ball cleans. Yeah, I don't know how many of you watched the preview video, but this workout has 7 words, 4 time. The numbers I'm gonna leave out for now. Medicine ball cleans, double unders, and 2 numbers, 100 and 100. That, as Greg Glassman likes to say in the mathematical sense, is marked with a sense of beauty and simplicity. And as Pat Sherwood, a headquarters guy from CrossFit, likes to say, it's brutally elegant, and you guys get to feel both of those things happening here. Let's take 5 pause squats. Squat, pause, right back up. Squat, pause, right back up. You've got 5 of those. And now in this next set of 5 squats, we're going to do a tempo squat where it's going to take 4 seconds to go down. It's going to be 1 second in the bottom. And it's an explosive jump up. I'm going to demonstrate. It's 3, 2, 1, 0. Pause a second and rocket ship. It's blast off. Like I'm even going to go hands to the sides and blast off. So on your own count, go ahead and get 5. This is called a 4-1 tempo squat. Explosive to the top. As you push those hips back to initiate the squat, belly contracts and then push the hips back. And boom. Okay, prepping the jumping muscles to get ready to clean the weight. Today is a light clean, and keep that in mind if you don't have a medicine ball and you've just got some dumbbells, we can definitely work with that. Potentially you may only have a barbell and that could work as well. So let's move back over to the jumping part, the 100 double unders. If we were to work kind of only the conditioning or more of the conditioning piece of the double under, one way to substitute the 100 double unders is to put in 100 tuck jumps. Ooh, that's brutal. So a tuck jump is you bend the knees and just jump up. kind of as if you're going to do a box jump. Please get in 3 to 5 tuck jumps. So this, for those of you that have some knee issues, may not be the greatest thing for you. But just to jump and land. There's this functionality that comes with things like jumping and landing and running and throwing that when people talk about functional, those are really the things that come into my mind. All right, so one could do a set of 100 tuck jumps for this workout and very well satisfy the conditioning piece of the double under. Of course, it kind of ignores all of the subtleties of the skill movement, but we do get a good conditioning piece out of that. Now let's take a set of 10 forward step lunges. We've done some reverse. Again, we're going to work a bit on the squatters, those glutes, hamstrings, and quads. I think the knees are kind of warmed up at this point, but we'll do some of that to get ready for the squats. And I'm going to focus here on the position in this single-legged squat. I'm dropping into lizard lunge. I'm going to use my medicine ball here because it's featured in the workout. So I'm going to stay down here and do some movement in the bottom of this lizard, in the bottom of this lunge, just to warm up the squatters. Again, like I like to focus on is this highlights the single-legged squat, the full depth with the hip crease below the knee. And I have a solid foot on the ground, right? Rooted through the heels. Okay, so as you're hanging out here for another 30 seconds on this side, I'm going to show you a deadlift setup position. And I'm doing this because I worked with somebody online yesterday. They were doing cleans, and the setup position was right here. Right, I'll show you from the front. You can't see it as well from the front. And then finally, I'll show you one from about a 45-degree angle. The setup position was right here. What do you think I corrected with that? Now, before I take some answers, let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So we're in a deep lizard lunge on the opposite side. All right. Anyone want to put out a guess what I worked on with that setup position? Pam?
Weight back in your heels.
Yeah, exactly. Did anyone else say that? Same thing? Yeah, putting the weight back in the heels, because in the setup position, you need to have that weight back in the heels or else it's all quad dominant, right? That setup is all in the quads, and if you push the weight back towards the heels, you're going to allow the hamstrings to get some tension as well. I highlight that because in the receiving position today of your medicine ball clean, you'll be in the bottom of a squat with an object, by comparison with other workouts, is very light, right? This is not a heavy squat by any means. Pick up your medicine ball, please, and get in 5 squats. And notice, for the first 2 or 3 squats, the weight with respect to the bottom of your feet. So trying to keep the weight right in the middle of the feet by focusing on pushing the weight back into the heels. Okay, in the last 2 reps, or maybe in the next round, I want you to notice, I want you to have the weight in the heels being very solid on the ground. But in the next 2 reps, I want you to notice where the position is of the ball with respect to your upper body when you can achieve that position in the heels. So take 2 more squats and take notice of your medicine ball here. Where do you find the medicine ball? In in comparison to the body or the barbell or the dumbbell. It's nice and close, right? In fact, when I start the movement, the medicine ball is against my chest, my chin. My hands are underneath it. As I push the hips back, the ball stays on my chin, but it breaks away from my chest. And as I stand back up, it makes contact again with my chest. So that's true for the medicine ball. The dumbbell might be just right underneath the chin. The barbell is right under the chin. When the medicine ball, when an object like this is heavy and it's held out in front, it's really easy to get pulled forward into this, which is why a lot of times a big workout with wall ball shots really fries the quads, because in the bottom of the squat, you're touching something here and you're pushing into your toes instead of being back in the middle of your feet. When a coach tells you, weight in the heels, what they really mean is just be solid. All right. Now we're going to go through a progression for the medicine ball clean. It's about 5 steps usually. And I'd like to watch you get in a number of medicine ball deadlifts. All right, start with your object right between your feet and just get in those deadlifts. And 5 deadlifts are going to give way to this fast deadlift shrug. So the ball or the dumbbell or the barbell that is between your feet is going to drive up quickly, and you'll shrug at the top, and you'll have this sensation of weightlessness with the ball, right? Like the ball floats, the barbell floats, the dumbbell floats just a little bit, knowing that that thing is going to drive up to the front rack in a second. Yeah. Okay, and then on this next one, jump it up and hold it in your front rack position. So a power clean, and please get in 3 front squats. I see Holden's got a kettlebell. And what else do we have? Priscilla, do you have I'm gonna put you on the big, oh, you have a dumbbell, okay.
I have some knee issues from those tuck jumps, so
Yeah, okay. Okay, so how about just going your movement may be a power clean. I don't know if that means yet you're not gonna squat, but we can take care of that as we go along. Okay, I see Dusty and Cecily's. That's like, they're like stacks of $100 bills taped together. They just pulled them out of the abdomen of a giant tuna. If you saw the movie Uncut Gems, you'll understand the reference. So imagine we've got some people that aren't going to squat today. A movement that you can do is a simple power clean, right? Like from the ground up to the front rack. Reset back to the ground. 100 power cleans. Okay, but those of you that are squatting, let me get back to a different screen here. Go ahead and get into the hang position, right? You're holding the ball at the belly. You're gonna dip the knees just a bit. You're gonna jump, shrug, and drop under the ball. Dip the knees, it goes boom and under. I'm gonna pause here and stand. I'm gonna get 2 more of those. Dip, jump, down. Stand back up, and this one I'm not gonna rest at the bottom. That's called the pull under. So from the hang, dip, jump, get under and stand. All right. Are you squatting, Priscilla? One sec. Let me unmute. Okay.
I think this will work.
Yep. So much like a sumo deadlift high pull. Now this is going to work for everyone. This explanation counts for everyone, not just Priscilla, but it's especially important for you. Let me show you this position though. When we did the sumo deadlift high pulls earlier in the week, so I'm going to do 2 medicine ball cleans, and what I want you to notice is that when I reset the ball back to the ground, I'm going to extend my elbows before I put the ball back down. So I'm going to jump, squat, stand, lower my arms, and it's elbows extend, and then I'm going to move back to the ground.
That's hard to do.
Elbows.
Yeah. You want to always.
Elbows lock, and then I move to the ground. That's to prevent you from doing this. Now, here's the flaw. I'm going to lower the medicine ball back to the ground with bent elbows. And I get into this bad position. Let gravity take the object into full extension of the arms. So lock and hinge. Lock and hinge. This is the power.
Click sound one time.
Hinge.
Now,
Click.
Lock and hinge. Go ahead and put that together and give yourself 3 medicine ball cleans. All right. Eric Hines, when you hit the top of that movement,
Yeah.
fully lock out here. Don't
Yeah.
pause in the stand. Let yourself boom and then right down into the squat. Now, either when you get tired or if you're just trying to make sure that you're in a good solid position, it's okay to do a power clean and a front squat. But one of the purposes of the workout is to get the jump and the get under right away. So it's the
Got it.
up, down, stand.
Got it.
Again, if something's going on with the knees, the way to do this would be to get in 75 power cleans. And then 75 air squats, right? So that you have the movement of the explosive pop with the clean, but you've got the range of motion of the squat. Now, I would advise probably if you're going to do 75 and 75, I would like 3 rounds of 25 and 25, right? So power clean, squat.
Mike, what about the bike?
Instead of
the bike.
Instead of the medicine ball?
No, instead of the
jumping, for sure. For those of you that are using the jump rope just simply for a conditioning piece to get the heart rate up, yeah, you're going to do a half-mile bike to finish.
half mile? Okay.
And for those of you on the rower, you're going to do a 400-meter sprint on the row. This is at your PR pace. All right.
So Mike, half mile total, right?
Yep.
So
That's it.
That's pretty short.
Yeah.
So it's got to be all out.
It's got to be all out.
Okay.
Remember that I want someone that's going to be doing this workout to try and feel 100 double unders in a minute or a minute and a half.
Okay. Holy cow.
Right, which is what I was saying at the beginning with the medicine ball cleans are like 80% of the time of this workout. Do this. Please get in 5 med ball cleans or 5 of whatever movement you're going to do first. Kettlebell, power clean to front squat. That looks great, Daryl. Yeah, Holden's doing the power clean version. So technically speaking, if this were a movement in a competition, nobody cares. But for the purpose of getting the powerful movement, I want you to think every movement is pop, or the hips need to open. You get fully extended here. So throughout the workout, when I'm giving you if I say, Andy, pop, I want to see more of a pop, it means open the hip, finish the hip drive. And that's to prevent you from doing something that looks like this.
Oh, that sucks.
I wouldn't be able to lift 100 pounds like that. Okay, move over to your jump rope or whatever you're going to do for the part 2 of this couplet chipper and do some reps. You can get in your rowing, your biking, your double unders, your single unders. Jump. Yep, Pam?
So, like for double unders for me on a good day, maybe it's like 20 in a row.
Then you're going to do double unders.
Okay.
And you know how many you're going to do?
100?
Yeah. All of right? Now, just because Eric Hines and Lori and Andy are turning the double under into a pure conditioning piece, right? If their eyes are closed and their heads are shaking and they're drooling in the movement, they have very little to think about with respect to a skill aspect of this. Now, of course, biking and rowing takes some skill, but not as much skill as it's going to take you to try and overcome the meat tenderization that is 100 medicine ball cleans. So it's just, you guys are working on a little different dynamic. One final possibility for double unders, and that is a plate jump. So we've done these before. I have a 10 kilo plate here, and I'm just going to jump forward and back. Right? That works a little bit more of a coordination and agility piece that the tuck jump doesn't hit, but it's another option to do. When I was up at CrossFit headquarters working with the special population group, what we were doing was with some people is we put them up against the wall or against the box and work on the jump, right? With having them balance on something. And of course that takes balance out of the equation, but that's fine because they're working on agility of the feet and just the conditioning of the jumping and the landing. This contact with the ground is important for stimulating bone growth.
So
And
on the
yogis
med ball
would say,
cleans,
what's that, Pam?
sorry, on the med ball cleans, is it like 5 sets of 20?
Yes.
You can't stop?
10 sets of 10, right?
Yeah, 10 sets of 10.
10 sets of 10, right. I think find a pace and it's a pace that when you take a break, that it's not a 20-second break.
Okay.
That it's a stand up, exhale. I think of that exhale like a diesel truck going up a grade and changing gears. Right? 15 medicine ball cleans. I get number 15, I put it back on the ground, and I get back on it again.
Oh, shit. So I'll do 2 sets of 10.
Because this is going to take me forever. So I'm going to do single.
Right.
Through 100. So, all right.
Okay,
200. Oh, you're gonna. Oh, yeah. Cool.
we're ready to start in a minute. Feels like you guys have a good handle on the movements you're going to do during the
2
workout.
sets of 10. So I'm gonna do 2 sets and then bike 2 sets. So I'll break it up into quadrant 5 total, but 10.
Oh,
This
just for that.
will be a double.
Med ball clean.
Yeah, and then because half a mile I should do it.
And then what are you going to do for jump rope?
I'm only biking. Yeah, this is what Mike recommended last night. So why don't you try the bike?
Okay. You guys ready? I can hear the birds in the trees. I'm going to guess that's at Corral. Maybe it's Malibu Malibu West. Okay.
Is that Damon in Malibu West?
That's Kim in Malibu West. All right. I can no longer hear your heavy breathing. We're going to start in 20 seconds. 100 medicine ball cleans. I'm interested to see at the end of this how you went about getting 100. All right, we'll start in 10. In 5. 3, 2, 1, go. Big pop on the way up. Big pop. $35. Stay in those heels. Find the heels in the squat. Keep finishing the jump. Pop. All right. One more minute of movement. If you're still moving through at the 8-minute mark, then switch over to your jumps. Make this the last minute. What was your time, Eric?
7:29.
Okay, great. Did you get a haircut?
Yeah.
All right.
Joanna did.
Yeah.
Joanna did that.
Well done. Right, everyone is on the jump. Andy, 7:45.
Pictures in. Okay. Okay, yours was, what was your weight?
20 pounds.
Kettlebell, yeah. Penguin jumps. Your time was 8:26.
8:26, Priscilla?
Holden had 8:26.
Okay, and what was yours?
Mine was 8:55.
Okay.
And he used a 20-pound kettlebell, penguin double taps, and mine was 10-pound dumbbell.
Okay. All right, here we go, Pam. There we go. Again, we know, Pam, that you're working on a little bit of more of a skill work piece here. Oh, that's it. Pam's done. I can't hear you yet, Andy. I still have you on mute. Let me unmute everybody.
Pam was 10-4-5.
Pam was?
10-4-5 for Pam.
Great. Cecily, 10:15.
$11.23.
Good morning, right?
Ooh, nice job, Cecily.
All right, Kim, what was yours?
11:19.
Great. And you did you jump to a plate?
I did.
That's what I thought. Nice
Yeah.
work.
High jumps were too tough on my knees
Yeah.
on the cement.
Yep, that makes
And,
sense.
I only got in 9 wall balls. I mean, power thing. 90
90. Oh, that's good. Okay, so you did 90% of that.
at 8.5 minutes. So
29. Okay, 15, what was yours?
My time was 11:05.
Okay.
I had a 8-pound medicine ball, and I did 50 single doubles.
Okay. Oh, good.
So a single, double, single, double.
Great. Oh, and tell me your time again.
11:05.
11:05. How about Eric's time?
11:23.
And then Lori, I can hear you now.
All right, around 9 minutes. I don't know. I didn't look. And then I did 50 med ball cleans with a 6-pound ball and 50 power cleans with 40 pounds of dumbbells.
All right, good. Way to mix that up.
Yeah, I liked it much better because the 6 was too light. And then I did a 400-meter row.
I think we got everyone on that, right? Yeah. So in general, when we were about 3 minutes in and you finished like rep number 39 and you looked up at the clock and you still had about 2/3 of the work to go. I don't know if you looked at the clock, but I did. That's an interesting sensation. Or how about the first jump or the first set of double unders after the 100 wall ball shots? So if you were going to try and get proficiency specifically at the workout, Karen, which is 150 wall ball shots, that's the entire workout. This would be a sport specific way to train for that, right? Just training the speed, getting down and up, down and up. I'm just talking right now so everyone can catch their breath and get ready for a pull down that we're gonna do. All right. I have a box in front of me and I'm just gonna step into the box and get some stretching out the cat. Why am I not in downward facing dog? I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want my head below my waist. I'm still trying to recover. Some pedaling out the calves. So I know a number of you have watched the 20-minute mobility session that's related to the lower limb, right? The calf and the soles of the feet. That would be a great one to do later today.
I'll definitely be doing that one.
Now I'm going to use my box here to put a foot up and to get that lizard lunge. So just a little stretch in the glute, and then for me it's my right hip flexor. All right, getting this hip flexor right here. Why don't I just go back to the ground and put one knee on the ground and get into lizard lunge? Because I just don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah. This is a different way to hit a similar position, but I like to try and find different ways to do the same muscle group. So this hits the hip flexor.
Bye, everyone. Got another meeting.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Lori.
See you tomorrow or soon.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready. You might do that, okay?
See you later.
I'm in this left hip flexor. Wow. Okay. So I didn't really know why I was doing this stretch until I started doing it. We spent a lot of time in the bottom of the squat
Sort of like double squats.
shortening the hip flexors. It's kind of like if you sit up in a chair all day, even if the chair is this high off the ground, right? If my muscles here are at, we'll say at full length, at resting length in this standing position. When I sit down, quadriceps shorten. And I saw someone describe it this way. These muscles go from being long, and as I sit down, they shorten. And imagine if the cloth of my shorts and my shirt were the tight muscles, right? When I stand up now, it stretches all of this stuff. And it needs to lengthen. So that's why the standing lizard is a good way to open up those hip flexors. And because I'm on this box already, I'm going to go into pigeon. So a stretch of my left glute, the deep rotators in those. I can lie down into this. You can do this in a position on the ground. I'm not flexible enough to do that in a way that benefits the area that I'm trying to stretch, which is this left glute. Right, you can do a lying down on your back, reclining ankle to knee. Dusty's doing the original version, or the RX yoga version of this.
Do you have to have a beard to do that?
It doesn't help, let me tell you.
If you watch pictures of the yogis 3,000 years ago doing this, Andy, I think most of them did have beards.
Yeah.
And then that's about a minute. I'm going to switch to the other side. If you were doing this 3,000 years ago, chances are you had a beard.
Chances are it was hot and humid.
We need to have a Malibu or CrossFit Malibu like beard, not competition, but communal beard growing.
You win.
Yeah, just like a demonstration or an exhibition of a variety of different options.
Yeah, not competition, just in it together.
Yeah.
We'll call it.
You know, the top 20 beards at one of those festivals, and it's pretty amazing. Some of them have their hair pulled down into the beard. Others have their beard pulled up into their hair.
Like the Sikhs?
I want to know what Eric Hines and Holden McRae look like with a beard.
That's right.
So do they.
We got to call it the rewilding of the beards.
I'm gonna get back onto this box and go back into hamstrings and hip. Calf and hip. So as I pedal 1 foot back, I'm pushing my hip to the ceiling, straightening my right leg here, and I have this big glute stretch in a different way than what I just had with that pigeon pose. So if tomorrow there's some soreness in the legs,
Back it up.
that is an if. I should say when. No, get some movement. If you pay attention to programming and sort of a design template of what a standard week looks like, you can probably guess, would probably accurately predict that there isn't going to be any squatting tomorrow.
Maybe push-ups and pull-ups, right? Or something like that.
Maybe so.
Hey, Mama Hines.
Yeah.
We have done squats 2 days in a row. Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Volume that's like that. So thanks for coming, guys.
Welcome, it was great.
Good to see you for another day.
Everyone. Good to see you, Priscilla and Holden.
Hi, guys. Come back tomorrow or the next day.
Have a good day.
Yoga, put 4 p.m. yoga on Sunday afternoon on your calendar because Maria will be here again. Okay, bye everyone.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone.
Go.
Thank you.